Okay guys, I'm going to tell you a wee salmon pattern called the Neptune. Now the hook and the vise is a size 6 Partridge Patriot single in black nickel. I'm going to start off with a flat thread, which is a ultra thread by UTC in 70, just to try and help us cover the body a bit quicker. Now I'm just going to come in, get my thread started behind the hook. I'm just running it down to where the eye is formed, so to be in the eye, the wire around to form the eye, there's just a wee lump. Now on the way down I'm going to tie in my tag, material for my tag, and that's an oval silver tinsel in size 14. So just offer this up to the hook, keeping the oval silver tinsel on my side of the hook. Just going to quickly run this down. I'm going to bring my thread down slightly past the point of the hook and work my thread back up until I'm in line with the point of the hook. Then I'm going to come up with probably 6 turns of the oval silver tinsel. Just to create our tag. I'm going to follow this around with my thread. A couple of tight turns just to secure this in. Now, just want to keep this the length of the body here. So just working this back up to fill the last wee gap that's left with open turns in my thread. Up to there, come in, trim away the excess. Now, at this stage, I'm going to bring my thread back down. Tied up against the tag. The tail on the fly is a golden pheasant crest feather, and this one's been dyed a fluorescent yellow. So just going to come around a couple of turns and get the tail positioned. Just a wee bit too long, so I'm just going to pull it in a bit. Just having a wee check. Yep, that's okay. So I'm just going to tighten up on that. Come in, trim this around about the length of the body. Come back in with our oval silver tinsel again. Same size 14 for a rib. And catch that in. Just take this wee fibre away here. Bear with me. The body material is going to be a silver and gold uni mailer. I'm going to use the silver side. This is a size 12. You could use a larger one, and that's a size 10. Just come around and catch that in, and then we'll work our thread up. At this stage you're just looking to try and keep the body as level as you can. I'm not too worried if the material spins round. I'm just concentrating on keeping the body level. Don't want any lumps and bumps because it'll stand out. You'll see them in the body. Now at this stage, just tip my tail, just a bit of moisture on that. I want to come up with our mylar. I'm just looking over overlapping turns, or close touching turns of the silver mylar tinsel, right the whole way up the body. Now what you could do is you could put some super glue on there, and that'll adhere it to the hook, make the fly last a bit longer. Come in and trim that away. I just want to make sure I'm on the back okay. Yep, happy enough with that. Then we're just going to come up with our rib. Now you're looking 5-6 turns of the oval silver tinsel up the body to there. Follow this around with your thread, and then a couple of tight turns to catch that in. Come in, trim away the excess. At this stage I'm going to switch over to Uni Thread 80 and black. Just want the rounder thread to finish off the fly. The final stages of it. Just going to come in and trim away my tail thread and the waist end of the 8/0. Now the next part of the fly is flesh. It's an underwing. First part of the wing, underwing of black. This is just black crystal flesh. So I'm taking off 4 or 5 strands here. Going to offer this up to the hook. Come around with a pinching loop. A couple of turns to hold. Going to fold this back. Just double it over. Then I'm going to come in and just trim it just slightly longer than the tag. The wing is Grey Squirrel tail dyed black. Some in the stacker here. Could use black Arctic runner. Any black hair would do. Don't have to use squirrel. Now, I'm just going to have this wing just slightly less the length of the tail. So I'm just checking. I'm happy enough with that there. So I'm just going to come around with a pinching loop. And a couple of tight turns to secure that in. Just make sure it's sitting on the top. Then I'm going to come in, nice pair of sharp scissors, trim away the excess. One wee fibre there I missed. We'll come in and gather him up, trim him away. Now at this stage, squirrel has a tendency to pull out, so I'm just going to put on a wee dab of super glue onto the cut ends of the squirrel. Now, just keep a hold of your wing. I'm just going to bring my thread turns down over the cut ends. Nice and tight. That'll stop that from pulling out on you. Just come in, clear away the excess. Now we're not looking too bad, it's looking okay. Next part of the fly is natural guinea fowl. It's the hackle that's used at the front. So I'm just going to come in and do what we usually do. Just stroke back the fibres to reveal the tip. Bring my thread back down into position. A couple of turns to catch in the tip. I'm going to fold the tip back. Bring my thread turns back up over the tip and the hackle. Come in, you can locate the tip, you can break that away. Just going to use my scissors just to start this for me. Just run it up the stem. And then just come round with turns of your hackle. Now, you're probably only looking 2 turns here. So that's 1 full turn. Right, I'll put another one in. And that's going to be plenty there, because that stem's starting to get a wee bit thick. So come around, I'll catch this in. Nice and tight. The thread turns. Come in and we'll trim away the excess stem. Now we'll just come in and open this up. It's just folded on itself while we were winding the hackle round. And then we'll bring the thread turns back up over the top just to pin back any fibres that were straying forward on us. I'll bring some of that out so you can see the wee fly. Okay, now that's the fly finished. So you just tidy up your head, whip finished, that's you done. I'm going to add on a couple of jungle cock eyes. You don't need the odd jungle cock eyes on, it's not part of the original pattern. But I have 2 fairly big eyes here that I would use for tube flies and flies this size, so I'm just going to offer them up to the hook. Come round, just fold them or hold them on the sides at the top of the shank of the hook. Then we'll come in and see what length they're sitting. Just checking. just to make sure before I tack them in permanently. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. So I'm just going to hold the eyes, tighten up onto the stems, heading down, and then come in and just fold these back. This just means that they have to break off. They can't pull out. And then just build up your head. Just tie up over the top of the stems, and you're just building up your head here at the same time, nice and tight, with the thread turns. And don't be afraid to put a decent head on these flies. That's part of the pattern as well. Now keeping my thread tight, I'm going to break away the stems of the jungle cock. Just want to open it out a wee bit for you so you can see it a bit better. Wee favour there, just take that away. And then we'll come in and just throw in a whip finish. Nice and tight. Pull your thread tight. Come in and trim away the excess thread. Right, just going to get a wee look at the fly. Okay, dead on, no problem. Now, just to finish off, I'm going to put on coat of super glue on the head first. Right the whole way right round. And then once that dries, guys, I'll come in and put on a couple of coats of varnish just to seal up the head, stop any moisture bloom, because this fly is going to be feist. It's for a guy. So there you go. So that's the Neptune. There is a hair wing version, or sorry, a feathered wing version. And I'll maybe tie that one time, but I just wanted to show you that wee pattern. Easy wee fly to tie. If you're into your singles, it's a good wee fly to have in your box. So look, tie a few up. Hopefully you can catch you a few fish. As always, many thanks for taking the time to view the video. If you like the wee videos I'm putting together, consider subscribing to the channel. Helps the wee channel out. And until next time, take lanes.